on, guys? Black Scout Survival Late Night Live. Thanks for tuning in. So let's first talk about, the Democrats love to see the Republican Party fall into pieces, and it is. The Republican Party's collapsing. They're not able to figure out who's going to be the next Speaker of the House. I don't know if you guys saw this today, but this is why the woke mob and Democrats are winning, because Republicans and conservatives as a whole just cannot stop fighting one another, attacking one another. You see it all day, every day. The left is unified. The woke mob, they're very unified. Meanwhile, Republicans want to, and conservatives and people that call themselves conservatives want to just annihilate each other, right? Divide and conquer within the Republican Party. So the swamp needs to be drained, and that's on the left and the right as well. So they were can't figure out, who wants to be the Speaker of the House. So who knows? Dark days ahead. Black pill has been taken. There's no light at the end of this tunnel. So anyway, let's talk about Andrew Tate. If you did not see my video, I think last week, where he was arrested, and this comes after him arguing with Greta Thunberg, the WEF puppet. The thing is, like, people, all these celebrities and stuff. Oh yeah, she's so smart. So she was reading a freaking script they wrote, right? They got the best actress of that age group they could, and that's who they found. Anyhow, let me show you this complete smear campaign against Andrew Tate from the New York. It's a New York Post, right? Yep. Taliban reportedly worried about Andrew Tate's after arrest. So the Taliban are reportedly worried about the fate of misogynistic influencer Andrew Tate as he faces prosecution in Romania for allegedly trafficking women and forcing them to appear in porn videos. A former beauty queen who's been called wifey by Tate claimed that she discussed his arrest in jailing with Islamic extremists in charge of Afghanistan. They are worried that Andrew Tate, and they are asking if he's free yet. The former Miss New Jersey, Samira Khan, tweeted Saturday. They say Westerners need Andrew Tate because we are oppressed by feminists. She ain't lying. We are oppressed by feminists. I mean, and that's been going on for 30 years. It's happening, right? The destruction of the country and world. Khan is a self-described anti-woke journalist. Later posted a warning she got from Twitter saying that an unidentified people from Germany had filed a complaint about her tweet through the Network Enforcement Act. This entire website is filled with PUSSIESs, she complained. Khan is outspoken supporter of Andrew Tate, 36 years old, who has been the king, so quote unquote, the king of toxic male masculinity and dangerous misogynist for controversial comments that include saying women should bear some responsibility for getting raped. I don't know if I ever heard him say that. He may have. But the thing is that they're hyper focused on these things that he may have said a few times. The most comments I see that he makes is against the anti-woke, against the left, against lockdowns, mandates, the pandemic, those sort of things. So anyway, it goes on talking about this lady. She resigned from her job or what have you. Khan's Telegram channel, which is about 1,200 subscriber, promises woke Imperium news updates and features the hashtag MAGA Talibanism. So what they're trying to do with this article, the smear, is if you hadn't caught on yet, is they're trying to link Andrew Tate because they're trying to destroy this man, and now they're trying to link him with the Taliban. Who's the worst people in the world? Taliban, right? Every American knows that. So now they're trying to garner feelings through misdirections, right? And basically linking Andrew Tate with Taliban. So then it goes on talking about the Taliban have widely condemned for brutally oppressing Afghanistan women. So now they're bringing up the oppression of women. Now, no leftists ever say anything about Islam oppressing women, and it happens all the time. They never say anything about it. You'll hear them talking about oppressing X, Y, and Z here in the United States, but you will never hear about the heinous things that happen across the globe. And then it comes up, the group also gave sanctuary to Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden. So you see how they're trying to link all this negativity to Andrew Tate. But this is the bottom line. The next line is the bottom line, what they're trying to really slam Donald Trump. Then President Donald Trump struck a peace deal with the Taliban in February 2020, which led to President Biden to order the withdrawal of U.S. troops. So now they're blaming in this statement that Donald Trump is the reason for the bad Afghanistan withdrawal. So they're using Andrew Tate, throw him under the bus, to get to Donald Trump. This is a Donald Trump smear, basically hidden through Andrew Tate smear. So I guess this is the young lady here. Then we have to show Taliban here. And then this little sentence right here. The Taliban said Westerners need Tate because they're controlled by feminists. And then they're going to talk about the 13 U.S. troops and 170 civilians that were killed. That the botch led to the plunge in Biden's approval rating, which hadn't improved yet. But they're blaming it on Donald Trump through Andrew Tate. That's how they do that. This is the kind of smear campaign. Says this is why people, whenever like Donald Trump's elected, they're screaming down on their knees because they're believing this freaking propaganda, right? These guys are next level, 5th generation warfare propaganda, which is what you see here, right? Oh, I see. This gentleman just said the same thing. It's psyops. That's what it is, right? But so after, like I said, we did a video covering the little, and I was going to do it the night it happened, the kind of tiff between him and Greta Thunberg, that basically got him caught, right? And so Andrew Tate and this Andrew Tate here got an altercation. He was kind of talking some trash. And then she says, this is what happens when you don't recycle your pizza boxes. So she's poking back at it. Like, this is the type of thing that makes you believe that this is like some kind of statement from the global totalitarian shadow government saying, if you speak out against us or any of our puppets, we will come for you. That's what it sounds like to me, right? Andrew Tate was supposed to be arrested for 24 hours or taken into custody and questioned, right? Now they slam 30 days worth of holding on him without the possibility of getting like bail or bonding himself out. They can seize his computers, cash, firearms. They seized his cars, one of them being this $6 million Bugatti here. And then his house, his mansion. So if you remember too, he bragged about his car to Greta Thunberg. And that's what, kind of led the argument, because she was spouting off some stuff. And he said, well, I got 33 supercars that, puts all kind of emissions out. And then this is how it ensued. I just think it's very ironic. This all played out within 24 hours. Like, you can't make me believe this is not connected, right? And this is not a message to him, as well as all of us out there, that you better keep your mouth shut. So they seized all these things. But one thing I know he said in the past is that he places his belongings in shell companies. He owns nothing, right? And so he's got, this strategic way of placing, the Bugatti and this company that's on here that he just borrows the car. And this is a very smart way of doing things. And I actually recommend this type of thing for everybody. I actually learned about this years ago, back right before I started Black Scout. There's two guys, Tim Ferriss being one, and Neil Strauss. And Neil Strauss wrote this book, Emergency. That's actually how I came to even find these two guys. And you see my book's pretty beat up. But I'm going to put a link to this book below. You need to read it. If you have not read this book, you need to read it. It's phenomenal. Now, I think he may be a leftist in this book, if I recall. But he becomes a prepper, survivalist, stuff like this. And he goes over everything, not just, the going to go make fires, like everything you should do, right? And it's kind of like a blueprint of a lot of ththings me and my best friend from the Marine Corps did. And we actually started these things when we were in the Marine Corps. The guy who ran the barbershop that got maliciously burned down by a Molotov cocktail the other week. And thank you guys that helped him, by the way. He and I started a lot of these things prior to even knowing this existed. But when I read this book, I was like, oh my gosh, a lot of these things we were already doing. But anyway, in this book, he talks about the 5 flags, and Tim Ferriss talks about this too. the five flags is a way of protecting your assets. It's principles that I actually implemented in my life, my company, and things like this. And what you do is it protects you from a collapse. It protects you from lawsuits, and it also protects you from the tax man, IRS. So elites use these principles, and that's what he talks about. He actually, how he gets into the survival realm in this book is that he's sitting down with some billionaires, and they're talking about the bunkers they have and all these sort of things. And he's like, what? He's like, yeah, we've got bunkers, survival gear, all this stuff. Like, the elites know these things, and they have these strategies, right? So elites use these principles of the five flags. Donald Trump's famous for doing it, and he, they tried to slam him for using it. I mean, he said, I'd be stupid not to, right? And so it's just a smart way to protect your assets, protect yourself. Setting up various businesses where it's a chain of things, where if someone sues you, they are not getting anything. But I definitely recommend it. Recommend that book. I'll put the link. I actually just thought about this on the whim, so I don't have the link ready. I'll have to go get it, but definitely recommend that. But kind of talking about these things, and we're talking about elites and people with money. I got a video of Post Malone right here. This is from a few years ago, because you notice the lack of face tattoos here. But listen to what the man says years ago.
As the U.S. government, it's not what it used to be. It used to be so sick and about the people and about freedom and all that, but now it's just bullshit. Now it's a reality show, and I think there's going to be a lot of weird shit that happens within our lifetime and within our generation.
So again, this is someone who's super famous, has money, and he's talking about the quote-unquote reality show that's happening within the U.S.
That really changes the way of the world. So move somewhere, because whenever martial law is declared, or whenever the credit cards fail, whenever your cards fail, whenever your banks fail, and you can't use your card anymore, you have 3 days to get out.
So he mentions martial law first, and then he talks about the credit card's not working, right? Your currency, your money.
Out of where you are, because that's when they're coming for you. That's the big move. That's checkmate right there. And they think they have you. But move out to the country, get your scraps, stand up for yourself, build a tower, build a long road to where you can see them coming. Don't give up.
So yeah, you hear this. This is coming from a very famous, well-known rapper, artist, and he's saying a lot of the same things. Buck, thank you, sir. And Keeping It Real, thanks, said watch Die Suddenly. Yeah, check that film out if you have not. I'll pop it up for you real quick. So yeah, these are things that they know, right? A lot of these people know this. People like Andrew Tate knew this. Once you get to a certain level in the spectrum, but then if you don't play by the rules, they want to shut you down, right? That's why it's almost like you want to stay kind of mid-range, because if you get to that high level, they're going to shut you down. Either you're going to abide by, or you're going to get shut down. A lot of them become paid opposition. Andrew Tate actually said that a few weeks ago. He told the YouTube CEO, he did a video saying, I could have been paid opposition for you, but you chose to start a war with me. So then he finds himself in this situation. Anyhow, let's kind of shift gears for me. I do want to talk about this, the football players, the vaccinated things, as well as football players dying and this and that. So Buffalo Bills, I'm sure everybody's seen it. Player fell out during the game, and I'll play the footage right here. So probably seen that right there. Well, this comes just after Jacksonville Jaguars guard died of a heart attack, right? And he tweeted this, so we know he's very pro-vaccine, this guy here. Okay, so let's get this vaccine mandates and vaccine passports up and running ASAP. We see children dying daily from the unvaccinated selfishness, pregnant women at risk to protect life, mandate the vaccine, jail anyone who refuses to protect life. Jail anyone to protect life. And now this man fell over at his girlfriend's house, I think his girlfriend's house, dead. Healthy football player. So this is the young man here, Damar Hamlin, game on Monday Night Football. You saw the hit here, so he went into cardiac arrest. He had to be resuscitated twice after collapsing. Now he did take a hit to the chest. If you can see this, I'll replay it. He did take a hit to the chest. Uh-oh, what am I doing? He did take a hit to the chest, right? But as you see how he rolled the guy, like he uses momentum to roll the guy. So people are like, oh, he had a direct hit, but watch. Boom, he rolls him. He knows what he's doing. He's a professional athlete. He does this for a living, right? You'll watch the slow-mo here. So he takes the hit, but he does roll him. He uses his momentum and spins him around to get the momentum off of him, right? But the thing is that maybe the chest hit did have some kind of effect to it. I would like to know what other factors may have had something. Some reports claim that he received his third booster in December. So, it's hard to say. Anything could happen. But the reason why I'm even bringing this up, because time and time again, we keep seeing, what is this? We keep time and time again, we keep seeing these young athletes dying, right? I have a list here. Now it's gonna be hard to read, but basically from 2021 to present, I don't know if you can read this here. There's been 1,101 athletes died from cardiac arrest since 2021. 1,101 athletes died from cardiac arrest. Over a prior 38 years, 1966 to 2004, 1,101 athletes under the age of 35 died due to various heart conditions. So the same number of athletes died in the last 2 years as compared to 38 years. And you can see these list of names. You can screenshot this and read through them. But, most of these guys are in their 20s, 19, 17 years old. And these folks are dying, Do we know what it's for? No, not necessarily. But I like this guy's tweet here. The best thing about being a conspiracy theorist is not having myocarditis. That's the best thing about it, But it's terrible. I hate it, and I hated that they pressured these sort of things on people. And a lot of people did it because they felt like they had to because of their jobs, livelihood, their families, you name it. But it's sad, So the thing that bothers me though is that all these woke companies. We got McDonald's here. How many McDonald's fans are in the house? Raise your hand. McDonald's to use packaging to promote COVID-19 vaccines. The fast food chains partnering with White House. And with the White House, we got McDonald's partnering with the White House and encouraging customers to get vaccinated. If they really cared about health, or the White House cared about health, they would not be partnering with freaking McDonald's, right? If McDonald's cared about health, they would shut down every one of their freaking fast food chains tomorrow, because their food kills more people than about any damn thing out there, right? And this is the kind of nonsense. Like, this food will literally kill you. There's a movie about it where the dude eats it for like 30 days or something, and he freaking has all kinds of health issues. What's the bodybuilder? C.T. Fletcher. C.T. Fletcher talked about how he would eat McDonald's every day after bodybuilding. He'd eat a ton of it, after his workout, eat a ton of it. That dude had to have a heart transplant. Had a heart attack, almost killed him. So McDonald's, shame on you, shame on you. Hypocrites. We see somebody said the McDeaths. We see the type of hypocrisy here, but it's crazy because it goes down to the social subversion that Yuri Bezmenov would talk about, because you can lay facts in front of people. McDonald's is bad, but we're going to partner with them for health, safety. It's constant with these leftists, this woke mob. They cannot even face reality, like logic. Like, you try to explain logic to them. Oh, no, they'll argue, I'm a cat. You know what I mean? I'm a dog and wearing a dog mask. It's nonsense, Yeah, now eat your cricket. Get in the cage and eat your cricket. That's what they want you to do. But speaking about food, I do want to bring up something real quick. My good friends over there at Nutrient Survival, because it's the new year. Hopefully you're getting your things in order. Let me start with that first. Hopefully you're getting your things in order. No more excuses. New year. I hate resolutions. I think they're dumb because by February they're gone in the trash can. But for the sake of whatever, let's make ourselves better, right? Let's go buy a journal, daily planner, start writing things down. I just got mine, right? They help tremendously. Believe it or not, they really, really do. Don't use a phone. I'm a pen and pad kind of guy. So go get your Start writing things down, what you're going to do, what you're going to get done. Make plans, execute those plans. Okay. And every one of us can get better at physical fitness. All of us can, right? I'm making my plans, what I'm going to do. You know, we'll take you guys along for the ride. Eating better, all that sort of stuff. Kathy Irvin, thank you so much, ma'am. Kathy Irvin's a very awesome tribe member as well. Make sure you join the tribe, be part of our community. Remind me to talk about the tribe before we get done too. They're dying. Yep. Okay, thank you, Jean Louis. Supersize me. That's it. No, we only have the red light for the flashlight. Thank you. So anyway, Nutri Survival. This is the 5-day reboot kit. 5-day reboot kit. It comes in this kit. It's 5 days worth of meals, right? Laid out, right? With your daily checklist. So day one, this is what you eat. The breakdown has great fat, carb, macronutrient breakdown. So that way you go ahead and jumpstart the year. Get your, you'll drop a few pounds if you're needing to, on the go stuff is already prepackaged. And you also get a blended bottle because you get coffee. You get coffees and stuff like that as well. So I'll put up on here on the screen real quick too. But I'm glad they did this. I thought it was actually pretty phenomenal idea, because how I found these guys was years ago. I wanted to get healthy, like backpacking meals. I was going on a trip, and I was like, man, there's got to be something better than the stuff I'm getting. Now, don't get me wrong, the stuff I was getting tastes good, but it was terrible for you, And so I found these guys, and over the time we developed a relationship, and I like them. They're great people, former ran by a veteran, airborne ranger. We won't hold that against him. But anyway, great stuff. So you get, your complete breakfast, lunch, dinner, a protein shake, a snack meal, coffee, and a hydration pack. All of them are packed with vitamins, all that sort of stuff. Amino acids, proteins, minerals, you name it, omega-3 and 6, and fiber. So a good thing to have. I'll put the link for that below too. Make sure you use my discount code BlackScout10 so you can save some cash. But if you want to get a jump start on your health, your diet this year, it's also good if you just want to buy the kit and split these out for bug out bags. It's almost like a great little MRE, right? I know they have the NRE, which is the nutrient ready to eat. But look at these, man. That's 2 days worth of meals right there. Very compact. Throw them in your vehicles. You could buy it. Give 2 to your wife, 2 to you, 2 to your son, daughter, cousin, whatever, anyhow. Monster asked me, would I trust anything from Alex Jones? Absolutely. Alex Jones has been right more times than he's been wrong. Now, the thing about Alex Jones is that he's very much an entertainer. So he'll say things in a very exaggerated way or what have you that, maybe like I said, exaggerated. So people can try to argue it because it may be exaggerated, but a lot of things, he's wrong sometimes, but a lot of things he's right about. So anyhow, I appreciate it, guys. Go hit the links below and check out Emergency, get the book. And if you want to get the Jumpstart kit, check that out. Let me know your thoughts on all these things. The deaths of the athletes. Let me know your thoughts. I'm curious. And as always, remember to stay frosty, stay strapped, and stay dangerous. Take care.